Hello and welcome to Sacred Symposium. This is part of my YouTube where I usually do a channel from spirit. It isn't always a channeling session. Sometimes it moves into mediumship where I have a conversation with someone who has joined and they give me pieces of information which may be relative to their life that they had lived, and it's just a way of bringing their energy in and seeing if they have a message. There is a lot of noise downstairs. I don't know if they're changing the carpet or something, so if you hear background noise, I'm sorry about that. You can also hear the cars outside, I'm sure. But I will endeavour to do, I think it's going to be a channel today. Certainly I have opened the door to spirit and we have been joined by several people. I don't feel it's going to be mediumship today, though. I just feel I'm going to close my eyes. Just felt very caught up in the chest there. Someone who usually comes in who does make me do that, makes me cough, and he is here. But we're not channeling you today. Just making my presence felt, just making my presence felt. It's funny, isn't it? Oh gosh. Okay. So let's just take a moment just to quiet my mind. I can hear noise outside, kids outside, traffic outside. So when doing this kind of work, there is a need to be able to shut that out, even though you're still, part of you at some level is still hearing it. There's a need to shut it out and internally listen to a different channel. So it kind of comes down and you receive information into your head. You can hear or see information as well. And it's just about going with the next word that you're given, and the next word that you're given, and the next word that you're given. And it's not your thoughts. Sometimes if I do take a moment, it's because I'm kind of creeping back in, and then I have to say, no, step back, let's wait. And there is something where you just wait in silence, wait in space for that word to be delivered. So if you're new as a watcher, welcome. This is just an example of channeling. There are lots of channels out there right now doing different things, but this is how I do it. My signature is this display, is that the right word? Performance, providence, enactment. Way. So this is the way I do it. I'm just getting lots of things thrown in. So it's kind of good in some way. I find channeling quite good because you don't have to think something up. It gets shot into your mind. So you're going to have one word and then you can get lots of different samples around that. So it is, I used to say it was quite easy, even in comparison to mediumship, because there's such a lot of weight on mediumship because people want to hear a message, they want to hear something. So there's a lot more weight behind it. Channeling, I could just go and speak and whatever came through. So I used to find it quite easy and enjoyed it. So sorry, rocking a little bit. Okay, now I'm getting cold, so that's a good sign. Okay, so let's bring the energy in and let's deliver a message to everyone who's watching. We've got new people watching, but also to our regulars. Let's see if we can bring you a message and thank you for being here and being present. My name is Jacoby and I'm this medium's #1 guide. I'm coming forward to address you and to tell you of the developments that have been happening on the other side in relation to your planetary changes and upgrades. A great deal has been achieved and a great treasure has been unveiled, and you will find within your hearts and minds this treasure is now accessible to you all. We will wait while you find it. We will wait for the moment you discover it, but you do need to look for it. Otherwise, it will remain buried and out of sight forever. It might seem like a trilogy of sorts, a treasure hunt, an uncovering, and then working with what you have uncovered. And it is by no means easy. It can be quite the feat, quite the proposition for you to challenge yourself to accept this route to your spiritual nature. We are very excited with the developments at hand, and we can see many ways forward in which you often miss the gems, the treasure that lies right in front of you. However, we have managed to elevate the frequency of the planet and humanity to such a degree that your treasure is becoming more visible. Your treasure is becoming more apparent. You are sensing and feeling, not only in your imaginary world and your thoughts and ideas, on the influences that are around you and what you are taking on board and digesting, but physically. You'll begin to feel different. You'll begin to accommodate a different sensation within your physical. This might seem uncomfortable for some to begin with, but we would say that there is a gentle yet firm transformation occurring. We hope that you will use this elevation in your being to rise higher and to yearn to learn more, to become more, and to be and act as a greater being on the planet. What you have left behind is merely a carcass of your old ideas, old habits, old needs, old desires, old beliefs, old control mechanisms, old ways of being. And you are stepping onto a new platform with new shoes and feeling yourself embraced by an energy. We wish to say it will feel good. We wish to say it will appear pleasant. We wish to say that it will have you and hold you and guide you if you let it. This is not something other that is coming in to interrupt your life, but this is merely a reconnection or an integration with the part of you that is willing you forward to join it, with the part of you that wants to come to a mutual consistency on the planet. There is a need to embrace the possibilities. There is a need to understand that you are a guiding light. And from wherever you stand, you're an inspiration for someone, somewhere. Have you thought of yourself as an inspiration? Have you thought of your life as inspirational? Have you thought of many looking at you and admiring you and wondering about you and wondering about your power and your guts and your courage and your stamina and your unrelenting desire to keep going, to keep giving, to keep showing up? You have admirers all over the place. You have witnesses who are astounded at your ability to channel a new energy into your life. You have people who criticize, of course. You have people who envy, of course. You have people who will do their best to kick the chair from under you. But what we want you to know is that your greater being is the essence that you must connect to, is the focus that you must go with. It is the attitude of enlightenment which will move you forward in the direction of all that is good and all that serves humanity. Humanity and human life has its pitfalls. It has its ups and downs, of which you know many. If you're watching, you will have experienced some of the good and some of the bad. But as the transition takes hold, as the ascension is now firmly rooted and shifting the planet and everyone on the planet, then you will recognize within yourself the brighter you, the truer you, the more joyful you, the more compassionate you, the wealthier you, successful you, done from the highest aspects, done not by taking advantage of another, not by dragging another down, but simply by integrating the light more and more, by drawing to you more of that spiritual essence that you are. It is not separate from you. It is not different to you. It is more of you. It is more of your being, more of your higher self will be housed within your physical presence. So as such, it will feel a little different. Your tastes may change. You may change your eating habits, your drinking habits, your living habits. You may decide to educate yourself a little more on this or a little more on that. Old favorites may fall away. Old people can fall away. And it is all because you are in transformation. You are coming out of the chrysalis. You are shifting into a dynamic new being, an energy being. A new form, we would like to say. And what is the advantage of this form? Why go into the chrysalis? Why go in and morph into something different? It is happening to you. It is not a decision that you are making now. Your presence right now in this time was the decision. Your agreement to be here was the decision. There is no way out, you might say. This is a transformation that is occurring on the planet. You're moving into your soul frequency, and you are being more of your soul frequency while you are here, while you reside on the earth plane. You will resonate at your soul frequency more and more and more. And you may be disappointed at losing part of your character. You may be disappointed at having to give up this element or that element because you had such a thrill in a lot of these egoic states. You had such a thrill in all this abundance that you manifested. You had such a thrill in generating and showing off and appealing to be in high regard, to be held in high regard. Those traits, those experiences can be addictive and can be very much at the forefront of humanity because you were trained that that was what you should aim for. That was the purpose of your life. Achievement, accumulation, setting yourself, separating yourself and setting yourself aside from others. Being king of the castle, being on the top of the mountain, being ahead, being in front, being a winner, never losing, never failing, always succeeding, always on top. But that's the old way. That is no longer resonating because it isn't a soul connection. Granted, you can have much and you can have abundance and you can have great relationships and great lives and great adventures. These lie ahead, but they will be different in their resonance. They will be different in their feeling. They will be different in your experience of them because of this new download, because of this new matching frequency. What can happen also is the physicalness can suddenly interrupt your life. It can feel heavy, it can feel injured, it can feel painful, it can feel uncomfortable. And soul will give you a taste of the relief of that, the release of that. And how, if you can shift your vibration a little, you will then feel light and love and free and energy and shining and at peace and in the most positive vibration that you can ever even come up with or think about. So as you allow more of your soul in, as you allow that connection to reside within you, you may notice your aches and pains dissolve. You may notice illness dissipates. But should you keep yourself separate, you will find that it remains the same. And it can get worse. Because that is a frequency that you are repeating. That is the frequency that you decide to stay on. It is like a telephone wire, and you're choosing one, over the other, like a bird resting on a wire. We are encouraging you to simply use your wings and fly and step off onto a different frequency. Which is you, which is your truest nature. You're just allowing more of it in. From our perspective, you are doing very well. From our perspective, you are able to do so much more. From our perspective, we are encouraging, but we do not make these decisions for you. We will assist you. We will come to your aid. We will be at the end of a prayer, at the end of a calling, at the end of a request. We certainly will be there when you raise the alarm. But it is not for us to embrace this. We already have. We who come from the higher perspectives have already embraced this vibrational nature. And many that you know have already embraced this vibrational nature. But the advantage that you have now is that you will subtly begin to feel and notice elements changing in your life, elements feeling different. And that is you going through the doorway. That is you going through the turnstile into the open arena. So it may feel like the crystal is sticky. It may feel like the turnstile you've got to push forward a little. It may feel like you have to unlock this door. But once you've decided, once you have sensed, once you've followed that clue, followed that thread, suddenly it will open for you and you will simply walk through. We're hoping that this has been interesting and lovely. It has been lovely for us. We hope you feel inspired. We hope you feel relieved. There can be a reluctance to believe what information has come through. And as always, we say it is in the witnessing, it is in the experiencing. And so we will leave that for you to begin to notice. Keep your senses open and smile when you witness the beauty that is your soul flowing through you while watching others and their souls flowing more through them. Thank you. We will leave it there. I'm Jacoby and I will step back. May you have a blessed day and a blessed week ahead. It has been a pleasure and an honor, and I am with you always. Thank you. Okay, that was nice. Kind of matches with the tarot. Something's coming in, something's going to shift us and move us to a different phase. We're in it. You might be noticing all kinds of things in your life that you might call spiritual, or you might call energetic, or you might call psychic. But there's certainly a rejoining of that higher aspect of you into your soul. And this is weird because it's kind of what I did on my Sunday class, my evening on last Sunday. We had some new people, so I went back and did the higher self work. And I think that's it. I think if we imagine that there is this amazing, massive being around us, that is us, that is our truest light, glowing and glittering and shiny and pure love. And we imagine that kind of coming in through a funnel of our crown chakra, opening our crown and letting all of that energy come into us. Come in and sit in our body and sit in our veins and sit in our muscles and sit in our blood cells and sit in our oxygen and sit in our carbon dioxide and just enliven every aspect of us. Suddenly you start to feel a little bit buzzy and light, softer, more alert and relaxed. So there is the channel. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you to my No.1 guide for coming forward and giving us some inspiration. Always there and always grateful for your assistance. You're most welcome, my child. Always and forever. So he's always with me as a teacher as well. So thank you very much. Sacred Symposium. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed that, you might want to watch the tarot reading as well, which I've done today too, and that's kind of for the week. Feels like something's changing. Feels like we're being pushed out of the birth canal now into a new arena. We were going through the labour, we were going through everything, the pains, growing, transforming, and now we're going to be pushed out and we have to embrace this new frequency. But it's also, as well, it's because sometimes it's hard for light workers and people who are spiritual. If they're high vibration, I'm just thinking of situations. If you're high vibration and then you're still running the 3D program by having, job, a home, school, sports, religion, etc., 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 right? You still got all of that. But from this, I think what's coming in is that even all of that is just going to be 1,000 times better. Everything's just going to be better. People are going to be better. Situations are going to be better because the light is coming in and we're embodying it. And then that shifts the type of work we do, the type of people who are around, the type of, and not even the type, but us in it, but also everyone else in it. See what I mean? Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride, and I hope to see you at some point at some of the events that I'm sure will be coming up. I will be guided by Spirit and we'll see where they bring me, but hopefully I'll get to see you and meet you and befriend you, and who knows where we're going to meet or where this is going to go. But for today, that is Sacred Symposium. Take care. Bye-bye.